53 fucked up overheard dinner conversations. According to Reddit, number 53. I've been waiting tables for a little over a decade now, and I definitely have some favorites. I once had to wait on a table where the mother and father were trying to calmly explain that they were getting a divorce to their 8 to 10-year-old son. They started the conversations before the appetizers even hit the table. He was crying by the time the entrees came, and they still stayed for dessert. The little boy kept asking if he had done anything wrong. So uncomfortable. I used to work at a nice bar in a really nice part of town, so a bunch of stories there. I was propositioned by a woman and her husband, definitely old enough to be my parents. Propositioned, for those too young to know what the hell that means, is they were approached for sex. You know, you stupid little kids. Educate yourselves, you dumb motherfuckers. One table had two couples negotiating a swingers contract. Swapping them ding-dongs and vag holes. Overheard a couple discussing pricing for the evening, which wasn't surprising. She was stunning and he was about 40 years older than her. Man, I'll never understand escorts, but I guess it's the same as having like a nice car to some people. Haha. The worst though is waiting on a table where you just know some kind of abuse is regularly occurring. I apologize. I should like sing a song to get my voice a little bit higher. It's in that low vocal octave right now where I could, be singing a song like a bass, you know what I mean? Oh, fuck me. I'll try to climb out of here because it can't be that great in the microphone. Forgive me. The worst though is waiting on a table where you just know some kind of abuse is regularly occurring. I listened to this 20-something-year-old guy tell his girlfriend that because she didn't want to order what he told her to, she was selfish and a bitch, and he would fix it. Her attitude later. I told my managers what I overheard, but because he didn't do anything while in the restaurant, there really wasn't much that we could do. Well, that sucks. Number 52. A couple used to come into my work, probably mid-50s. They would request to sit somewhere private so she could proceed to jerk him off under the table and have him come in a glass. Y'all motherfuckers 50 years old and this is how you getting your kicks. Disgusting. Coming in the glass too. We obviously didn't allow this nor realize it until we actually saw the glass. They were already gone by then. The next time they came, we didn't realize it was them again until we got hit again. Oh my God. Finally, the third time we knew, sat them in the bar area where you pretty much are on display for 50 to 300 people. They requested to sit somewhere more private, and we point blank told them absolutely not. They stopped returning after that. How about this? I own a bar, and some motherfucker comes in with his lady, and they ask to sit somewhere so they can jerk off into a glass, leave the glass there, and leave without getting anything. Disgusting, homie. You know what I mean? If this is how you get your thrills, cool. You know what I'm talking about? But at least the floor can be cleaned. If you're coming on like the table or on the seats or in a glass where other people are going to put their mouths to, like what the fuck is wrong with you? So that's one thing. I let it go. It happens one time. If it happens again and your nasty ass comes back in here to pleasure some dude and get his DNA sprizzled all over the inside of a beaker that we used to drink to put to our lips to other people, that's fucking evidence, homie. I'm keeping this shit. And if your ass is dumb enough to come in here again, I'm calling the fucking police, Because the police will believe that you did it before, based on my word. If you're crazy enough to come in here and do it a second time, and I still got the DNA in the fucking glass, they could cotton swab the fuck up out. So you know what I'm talking about? What's wrong with you? Guys, if you like to get your kicks, hey, everybody likes to have fun. Be careful about where you leave that DNA, because if you cross the wrong motherfucker and they nail your ass to a wall, you deserve what you got coming. What is this, 50 years old? I guess everybody deserves to have fun in their own way. My point is, you can do anything. Just don't involve people who don't want to be a participant in your bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Ugh. Number 49, because these were stupid. These were stupid as hell. These were stupid as hell. I saw them before and I was like, man, Number 49. I am a server at a small hall that runs a restaurant/bar out of the basement in a small rural community. One night, after all the patrons had left, an old man shuffles up to the serving area, looks left and right, leans in and says, "All old people have AIDS." He pauses, then says, "Hearing aids, band-aids, and roll aids." He cackles, then shuffles away. I like that guy. Number 48. This isn't quite an overheard story, but it's a good one. Nice. I waited tables at a college town, Ruby Tuesday. One night, because that says not, we had a bunch of frat guys come in, all sitting at the same table. They ordered food and several beers. Everything started out fine, but after about 20 minutes, they were getting loud and dropping some F-bombs and other things unnecessary in a family restaurant. I could tell several of the other tables were slightly annoyed and a little uncomfortable, so I finally went over to the frat guys and reminded them that this was a family restaurant and they were really going to have to tone it down. One of the frat boys stood up, looked me straight in the face and sneered, "And if we don't tone it down, what the fuck are you gonna do about it?" I was not prepared with an answer, but then I heard a voice behind me. "I don't know what he's gonna do about it, but if you keep this up, I'm gonna come over there and kick all of your asses." I turn around and there's this giant of a man out to enjoy a quiet dinner with his wife. His wife now looks amused at the prospect of her husband wiping the floor with a couple of drunk frat boys. Anyway, the frat guys quickly collect their checks, pay, and get out. I comped dessert for the couple, and it was a great night after all. Oh, a happy ending. Number 47. Oh, write me a novel, why don't you? These aren't so much overhearing, but here's a few things that stand out in my memory from when I worked at a Denny's when I was 17. When I was 17, I waited tables at a Denny's. On the weekends, I worked for the graveyard shift. I want to work the night shift somewhere. But, stand a high chance of getting shot in the night shift. You know what I'm talking about? But maybe if I black it up and get nice and dark, they won't even see me. They'd just be shooting into the darkness. What are you talking about, Kyle? On the weekends, I worked the graveyard shift, and there was a club around the corner in a strip mall, so craziness was common after 2 a.m. On one occasion, a group of about 4 or 5 came in and sat down in my section. There was a pretty hot chick at the table, and apparently it was her 21st birthday. When I approached the table, her and her boyfriend were kind of arguing, I think just because she was getting annoyingly drunk. As I walked up to the table, she looked at me and with a huge smile yelled, "It's my 21st birthday," and proceeded to yank her shirt up, showing me her tits. Her boyfriend yanked the shirt back down, and they went back to arguing. I told them I'd come back in a few minutes for their order. On another occasion, a guy came in with a gold rope chain necklace, a button-up shirt with the top few buttons undone, letting his massive bush of chest hair pop out, and a cell phone, back when cell phones required a battery the size of a briefcase. He came in with 2 hot chicks and was clearly doing everything he could to impress them. I took their drink order, brought their coffee, and came back to take their food order. When I went back to the kitchen to make their salads, the hostess answered the phone and told me I had a phone call. When I picked up the phone, it was the guy calling me to ask me to bring him more creamer. That's it? Am I missing something? Please somebody write something in the comment section. Sometimes I'm reading and it's hard to comprehend when I'm trying to deliver it in a way that's not monotone and dry as fuck. But sometimes I'm missing something. Either that or these anecdotes are stale and pointless, but then why are people upvoting them? Another time I was working as the host up front. On the weekends, we always had an off-duty police officer working as security, and he hung out behind the counter with the host/hostess. One night, we had a group of people standing near the counter waiting to be seated. As they walked off, he said, "I think that old guy just stole the toothpick dispenser." I looked over, and sure enough, there was a trail of toothpicks going all the way from the register over to the table they sat down at. So the cop went over to the table and asked the guy if he happened to have the toothpick dispenser. The guy got very defensive and very angry that someone would accuse him of something like that. After he finished his tirade, the cop said, "Look, I know you have it," and pointed the trail of toothpicks leading to the table. "If you want, I can wait until you walk out the door and arrest you for petty theft, or you can give it to me now." The guy angrily slammed the dispenser on the table, and his party wound up leaving. What, you know what I mean? What tier kleptomaniac do you have to be to steal a toothpick dispenser? It's all about the toothpicks, baby. Number 46. So do you guys have any masturbation tips? I love it. I love the idea of a bunch of guys out at a fucking, restaurant, and then somebody saying, "Do you guys have any masturbation tips?" I feel like if I were out and I said something like that, I would be trying to get overheard. I would be trying to get somebody hearing me. Number 45, not a waiter, but was sitting next to a booth of people at a restaurant having the most awkward exchange of words. Imagine two very Italian older guys with the most stereotypically South Philadelphian accent possible. I don't know how South Philadelphian sounds like. I was just going to do Mamma Mia type shit. It was going to be hilarious. But now I can't do that. Accidentally spills iced tea on the table. Guy 1. Guy 2. It's all over me. Guy 1. I'm sorry, it was an accident. I'm sorry. Number 2. But it's all over me. Guy 1. I said I'm sorry, it wasn't an accident. Guy 2. Waitress comes over to help. Napkins, please. Butterfingers over here spilled it all over me. You're the embarrassing of me, Guy 2. You're the embarrassing of me. I'm embarrassing you. You want to take this outside? They stand up. No, you're like a brother to me, Guy 2. Come here. They shake hands and hug. Oh my God. Oh my God. This is great. I want an animator just to fucking... This is so stupid. Number 44. In a Witherspoons. I just realized the face that I was making at the fucking Witherspoons in contextually must be a restaurant that I've never heard of. Because the way that it's written, in a Witherspoons being some Reese Witherspoon. What the fuck? Is it a restaurant? Restaurant. Witherspoons Distillery? Okay, it's a place you can go and get your drink on, apparently. Because they produce that handcrafted spirit. Them spirits. Let's hear ots. In a Witherspoons, and there was a slight lull in the Friday night noise, and a buddy and I overheard a girl say, "Well, technically he isn't my brother, so I shagged him," to which her friend said, "But you have the same dad." Ew. Number 43, guys. My comment from the last time this question was asked. I waited tables at an Olive Garden 10 years ago. Not really fucked up as much as it was funny. A guy and his wife sat down at the table and immediately started arguing. Something about his affair and how a baby from it was costing them money. Finally, it culminated as I was bringing over their salad. As I walked away, I heard the wife say, "Well, maybe if you hadn't boned our son's girlfriend and gotten her pregnant, we could afford to eat somewhere nicer than the fucking Olive Garden." Oh, look, the highlight of my meals, unlimited fucking bagged salad. Maybe you could save up and we could go to Joe's Crab Shack for our anniversary. Asshole, why stay in a relationship where your husband would fuck your son's girlfriend? What a slut. Ew, dude. You're fucking your boyfriend's dad, dude? Getting pregnant by your boyfriend's dad? Fucking your boyfriend's dad without a rubber, you fucking hoes. You know what I'm talking about? God damn. What kind of woman just, like she's, number 42, bartender slash waiter here. I don't remember half the stuff I overheard. One thing I remember with vivid clarity, however, was a drunkard who snorted vomit off our bar top. That's the most fucked up thing I've ever seen. Vomit snorting, y'all. That sounds like a bookmark of mine that I would have. Snort that vomit. Number 41. I overheard a guy on a date at the table next to ours. Maybe that's the way we should do bookmarks from now on. So here we go. Snort that vomit. Wow. Number 41. I overheard a guy on a date at the table next to ours trying to impress the girl by saying that he loved swing dancing and that maybe they could check out the Swinging Richards place sometimes. Their waitress was in earshot and quickly explained to him that Swinging Richards was not that kind of dance club. It's of the male nudity variety. Swinging Richards. It's a male. It's a man nudie bar with a bing bong flopping all over the place. Number 40. A nice looking family with 2 parents and a child walked into the vegetarian restaurant that I volunteered for. Vegetarian restaurant. That sounds terrible. These restaurants in my country are often set up by pagodas, ran by monks for the purpose of charity. Most of the time is for profit from devout Buddhists who come to cleanse the souls by paying big money and eating vegetarian food. The parents were devout Buddhist, so they chose to be vegetarian, but the kid was forced to. I could see the pain in his face as he was forced to eat some tofu. He refused to eat, as you may have guessed. The father then slapped the kid with a slap so hard 50 people in the room could hear the kid's teeth flying out of his mouth. The kid hit the floor hard before his mother held him by the ear and forced him to apologize to the Buddha for disrespecting him. The father told him, "You little shit, better respect the Buddha or you will eat from the floor again tonight." What? Yes, sir. Turns out some Buddhists think that beating your child and feeding them food scraps on the ground is okay, but not becoming a vegetarian is a sin. Okay. My heart goes out to these abused kids. Number 39. I was once helping a friend by washing dishes in her cafe, and I needed a few dollars. I would often bus tables also. It was a buffet. A woman asked the guy that she was with, a date, a significant other, I don't fucking know, "Are you full?" He said, "Yeah, but wait while I make another plate." She said, "Why?" He said, "Because it's a buffet." When I bussed their table, he had left a plate full of meat, no veggies, no bread, no dessert, just a plate full of every meat on the buffet. That's the day I started hating most people. Why would he just leave the full thing there without eating it? Now I want Chinese, dude. I really want Chinese. Let me pull out my to finish the damn list, Gael. Number 38. I am a part-time waiter for a restaurant in a football stadium, and my boss is a literal piece of human garbage. He's a sexist, chauvinistic asshole who, if you're male or an unattractive female, will give you the worst jobs while giving VIP treatment to the barely legal blondes working tables. He made a friend of mine help reset the buffet station, which included carrying a large tray of something, I didn't really see what. She was obviously struggling, and as she wobbled across the room, I hear a yell and a crash. She dropped the tray, and worse, her arm had dislocated from her shoulder. Obviously, the first thing she does is shout, "Holy fuck," like any normal person would had they dislocated their arm. Cue asshole boss storming over, he starts having a massive rant about how incompetent she is and how she's got to clean up this mess, all while her arm is still clearly swinging free. What he didn't account for is that her family was actually eating at the restaurant that day. Watching a whole group of people go up to him and chew him out in front of the whole restaurant was one of the highlights of my time there. The thing is, I don't like to think that anybody has a voice. You guys have probably heard me get a little bit passionate while I play stupid games like Overwatch and everybody sucks ass and I have to somehow kill the entire team to fucking win. But you haven't heard me get like aggressive or shout in a capacity where I'm trying to like, make the butt cheeks of someone, pucker. And, if I were in a situation where some chick dislocated her arm and some asshole was standing over her yelling, I would literally yell in a way where I wanted him to, fucking tighten up and inhale as he fucking looked around to see who the hell was speaking to him. It would literally be the voice of God coming down on this asshole to make him aware of what a bitch he acting and sounding like. If you excuse me. Fucking cucks. What's wrong with people these days? Oh boy, number 37. Worked at an airport and I was cleaning the tables while I overheard a man and his high-class prostitute he had flown in talk about terms and conditions as well as ordinary things. Apparently, it was the first time he'd done it and he was nervous his wife would somehow find out. They discussed do's and don'ts and, well, you get the idea. But in all honesty, the bloke seemed like a shy guy, didn't look bad, and the hooker was exemplary in the way she treated him. And the money she earned was more than my monthly salary, as you would expect it to be. Girls with them big ass titties and, they're going to put themselves out there and do shit for money. They know what the hell they doing, They could get raped. They could get kidnapped. They could end up dead. But they are making that money, more money than your corny ass will probably see in a month, as indicated. Number 36. I overheard a customer, wait a minute. I have a YouTube channel and like a couple of people watch my videos occasionally and I love you all. And a special shout out to all my sexy ass patrons. I called my patrons horny yesterday and I'd like to formally apologize for that. What I meant to say was that you all are occasionally horny. I don't think that my patrons are, asexual or anything fruity like that. Not yet. But maybe I will have an asexual patron eventually. Would you like to be my first asexual patron? Make it happen. Go to the Patreon page. Love you guys. But what I'm saying is, how come I don't have any subscribers that are women that are willing to be an escort or something crazy like that and throw some of that money Daddy Kyle's way, you know what I'm talking about? So I can keep you safe, girl. That's what matters. I want to keep you safe, girl. I want to show you the game, girl. You don't even need to go out, girl. You could just sit in your room, put a camera on you, wear a low-cut top, push-up bra, you know what I'm talking about? Oh, you play video games now, you know what I'm talking about? People will just be giving you that money. What we can do is put my wish list on your gaming page, like your Twitch page, or you want a YouTube stream, you can do that. And then they'll just be like, oh my God, I'm getting you. Did you get the chicken Alfredo? Oh my God. Hannah, you should start streaming, Hannah. Do it. Come on with my wish list. Number 36. I made myself smile. You got to make yourself smile, guys. You gotta make yourself smile. I overheard a customer talking about someone coming and being so much fun. I assumed she was pregnant because she seemed to be showing a bit. I decided midway through the dinner to congratulate her on being pregnant. To my horror, she said, "I'm not pregnant." I felt horrible. I told my manager, who comped their meals, and I hid in the back for the rest of their dinner. Push comes to shove, she refused to let the manager comp her meal and left me a $20 tip and a note that said, "I was kidding, I'm due in July." Oh my God. First of all, what an incredible human being. Why do I say that? Because, and you guys are going to think I'm just like the most misogynist asshole in the world. I don't fucking care. Because if you're a woman and you have other girlfriends, you know how petty and lame and stupid and gossipy and basic and nothing going on some of these women are. Some of these women live vicariously through others and shit that they see because they've got nothing going on in their real life. I'm not talking about them just having nothing interesting about them and you asking them to name like 5 things and they couldn't do it. I'm talking about just like fucking being uninteresting. You get what I'm saying? Now, the reason that I consider this woman exemplary, the pregnant woman I mean, is because she had a sense of humor first. She made a joke, you know? And the worst part is, it affected this other person where they felt terrible and they were like, "Oh shit, you're not pregnant. Fuck." That's like the most awkward thing in the world. People throw the word awkward around. People throw the word cringy around. But when somebody says, "Hey, congrats on being pregnant," and they're like, "I'm not pregnant," you're like, "Ooh," you know what I'm talking about? Like, "Oh shit. Are you sure?" You know what I'm talking about? Most people have what it takes to look at a person and see whether or not they're legit pregnant or not, or if they fall into a "I can't be for sure, so I'm not gonna say shit" category. And most people would have to be damn sure that the female is pregnant before they're gonna open their mouth and say anything. So when it comes to this lady, not only am I impressed that she made a joke because she got a sense of humor, you know what I mean? That's nice. But, and this is the above and beyond part, she didn't let them comp her meal. Okay? Be real with yourself. Can you name an instance where you go out somewhere and then somebody says, "I'm going to comp your meal," and you go, "No, I'm not going to have that happen. I refuse to have you comp my meal." Are you kidding? I can't think of a scenario in which I would go somewhere, have something, and then have somebody go, "Oh, I'll comp this," you know, unless it's like a friend and I don't want them paying for my meal. I mean, like if the place itself is like, "We're going to comp this meal," why the hell would I be like, "I refuse that. I'm not going to do that." But that's what she did. So then to ice that cake, she's got a sense of humor. She's not going to let them comp the meal, maybe because of the misunderstanding, but she also left a note for peace of mind for the fucking waiter. "I was kidding. I'm due in July." That's fantastic. What a good sport. Well, guys, sorry, I couldn't contain my excitement and appreciation for a human like that, because there aren't a lot of them out there. So they deserve all of the praise and worship and glory and the honor and the blood of Jesus washed over. Number 35, I served at an Olive Garden for a few months during college. On one table stands out a NASCAR redneck wearing a shirt that wouldn't quite cover his beer belly, covered in sweat stains and all amounts of neck beard, kept calling me sugar tits, sweet lips, candy ass, etc. during the reel. I am a man. He tipped 86 cents. Okay. Number 34. Okay, guys, I work in a pretty big tourist beach town. An older couple comes in one night, super nice. They were there for a while, pretty much until closing. I come to ask if they need anything. Actually, my wife and I were talking, and since it's our last night here, we wanted to know if you would be interested in joining us back at our hotel room. I smiled, told them thanks, but no thanks. But have a nice rest of their trip. They left me a hefty tip and went on their way. Aww. Some people wanna bang. Number 33. All right, babe, let's get out of here. This dick ain't gonna suck itself, says attractive early 30s woman to significant other. This dick ain't gonna suck itself. Someone else said, I have said this to my husband before when leaving a restaurant. If someone heard it, I hope they got a good laugh out of it. This dick ain't gonna suck itself. What? Number 32. Was waiting a table a couple of days ago for a group of older ladies. While I was walking back to the kitchen, I overheard one of them say, "You don't know what it's like to be married to such a fucking ugly man." Oh no. And then said something about waiting for him to die so she'll gain his money. It shook me up inside. Subscribers and listeners that maybe aren't subscribed, that haven't hit the damn button for no reason. What are you doing? Click that fucking button right now. You understand me? This isn't like a like, comment, and subscribe thing. This is a fucking order. What are you doing listening to this video and you're not clicking the button, homie? Clicking the button don't help me. You watching multiple videos helps me. So if that's what you're doing and you just don't want to subscribe, hey, whatever works for you, homie. But it's weird because you could know about new videos coming out, but you're choosing not to click the button. Look, I'm not one of those guys that get on a rafter and be all like, squawk, squawk, subscribe to my channel, because I really don't care. But how are you actively engaged in monkeying my tickles when you shibble the bribbles all over the den dipply fibbles? Here's what I'm trying to say, all right? Is anybody listening to this video right now with someone because they're trying to get the money out of them when they die? Because you are who I'm trying to hear from. That sounds crazy, dude. Are you really living that life? It's and like, I don't think it counts if it's like, oh, like your elderly family is gonna die and maybe they'll leave you a house or something like that. Even though that would be really cool. I like to think if I had 1 million subs or something, that people would probably goad me into trying to set up a Kyle compound where a lot of us could live together. And I'm sure one person would probably ante up like an estate that they got from a grandparent that died and left it to them. And then we could just turn it into a Kyle compound. It would be much like the Xavier Institute. I'm not joking. I mean, it wouldn't need to look like that on the outside. It would just be pretty much like the Xavier Institute. I'd roll around in a wheelchair and I'd be like, good morning, Logan, and all the shit. You're an idiot. But yeah, like I was asking, sorry, if anybody is maybe married to or in a relationship with somebody that they are hoping dies to see an inheritance, let me know in the comment section below. That's some movie shit that you're involved in, and I'm interested because it shook me up inside. Wake me up inside. Number 31. Woman smelling the fish that another table had ordered. Oh God, what's that gross fish smell? The man, close your legs. I picked up my jaw off the floor and ran away. She screamed at him and made him apologize to me. Seems to me like she should have apologized to her. Like he should have apologized to her. No, seems to me like he should have apologized to her. Okay. Somebody else said, I worked at a nursing home as a response, and a patient who hated bathing. One time when we transferred her to a bed, she exclaimed, "We're having fish for dinner?" Now that's you. You smelling like that down there. Nasty. Number 30. A little girl's, couldn't be older than 10, dad's drunk girlfriend, calling her a fat piece of shit, not pretty enough, etc. When they ordered, she asked for a baked potato, and the girlfriend said, "Really? Do you really need that potato, Haley?" Oh, whoa. The girl was holding back tears all night. I messed up her order and brought her the potato. Then I brought her a free dessert to make up for the mistake, just to piss off the drunk girlfriend. Oh, boy. Number 29. I heard a group of 3 women talking about how each of their 4th, 5th, whatever many marriages are going, or how they're going, oh God, and how much they treat marrying for money as their career. One of them paid with their newest husband's black American Express card. Damn, son, I want a black card. Any of y'all got a black card? Damn. You know what I mean? It's one of the few times that the black version of it is better. Oh, shit. I'm kidding. The black version is always better, but the black version doesn't usually get treated the best. You see what I'm saying? That's the problem, man. You gotta treat it right. And I'll help you get it right and get it tight. Oh, man. Jump on it. Number 28. Not really fucked up, but by far the best conversation I've ever overheard was a table of three, a Russian woman and two gay men. It's like a sitcom. They happened to be seated at the table closest to the serving station, allowing me to hear everything between taking care of my other tables, and one of the men was introducing his fiancée to his ex-wife, who he had mail ordered. Nice. Apparently, he found out into the first serious relationship with the women that he was gay. They parted amicably after she was awarded citizenship. He began to date and she started a career, more of a what the fuck moment than a fucked up one. Interesting. Number 27, not overheard, but I saw when I bussed tables in high school. I watched someone change a poopy baby diaper directly on the vinyl booth seat, then leave the poop-smeared wipes and poop-filled diaper on a plate on the table. Ladies, come on now. Come on now, ladies. One lady do it, it makes you all look bad. I'm looking at you, Sarah Bishop. What the hell? You know? Sarah Bishop who wants to pump out babies for a career. Listen, Sarah Bishop, okay? If I ever catch you leaving poopy baby diapers on a fucking plate at a restaurant, we're gonna make a YouTube series out of it. Poopy baby diapers on a plate at a restaurant. That can be the theme. I don't care. Lazy. Number 26. My mom and I went into a restaurant in a town that we were visiting, and we were seated close by a family just sitting down to dinner. As soon as they sat down, the waitress asked if they wanted a drink. Dad and Mom ordered wine, and the son looks at the waitress and then blurts out to his parents, "I'm gay." The waitress leaves. Parents look at their son, then look at each other. Mom and Dad, what is he thinking of having? Mom then asks Dad what he is thinking of having to eat. The son again exclaims, "I'm gay." Parents look at him deadpan and say in unison, "We know." Then the waitress came and took their orders. And I didn't hear what happened next. But they stayed and enjoyed their meal and seemed to be fine with each other. Somebody said, I like to think he's told them that repeatedly every time they go somewhere to eat. I'm gay. I'm so sorry. If there are any gay people listening to this video and you don't think this is funny, let me know in the comment section below. I apologize. It's just, yeah, that's gotta be kind of like, I wouldn't say insulting. It's just probably weird if that's like what you are and people use it as kind of like a punchline. So I apologize. But I think the social situation it creates is humorous. So hopefully the humor can be found in it. Regardless of your stance. Number 25. I sat at a table of three, a mom, her daughter, and a grandma. After sitting, the grandma left to order spaghetti at the Italian place next door. Damn, grandma, you can't eat here? What the fuck? Mom seemed to be having an existential crisis. I asked her what she wanted to drink. I don't know, she asked. Can I get you some water? I asked. I don't know. Do you want me to come back later? I'm not sure. The daughter, who was getting impatient, stood up on the chair and said, "Hey," she said, "I'll have you know, I want apples. But first I have to get you something to drink. Would you like some water? I want apples." Grandma ate Italian food in silence, while Mom stared at the menu for an hour and a half, and the daughter ate apples. When they finished, Mom paid, they left. She tipped well, considering all they bought was 50 cents worth of apple slices. Too long didn't read. I sat and waited on a living Wes Anderson movie. That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see a short film of this, in fact. In the style of Anderson, please. Interesting. This is very interesting. You have to wonder, and this will be great about the film, is you'd be forced to wonder what's going on in that woman's life. What happened? Was it something with a man? Did she discover, the husband, the father of that little girl cheating? Was it with a best friend of the wife? Maybe she discovered her husband, the father of that little girl, cheating with a best friend of hers. Okay. And the best friend always used to come over. They were a big part of, their life. They would come over. She was really good with the daughter. Maybe the best friend would make apple pies for the daughter, to the point where the daughter just ended up loving apples. Yeah. Maybe on the way here with the grandmother and the daughter, the mother was intending to tell the grandmother what was going on with the husband, but the grandmother was just being like, a piece of shit and going on about how she wanted Italian. And the mother was probably, had her heart set on going to her favorite place just to get a meal. Maybe it would help her take her mind off. And then when they actually get into where they go, the grandmother just gets up, stubborn as ever, and goes to the fucking Italian place because that's what she wanted instead. So sitting there alone with no one to even confide in but her daughter, like she would understand, like she would provide any kind of support in this time of need. She's sitting there alone, not even ordering anything because her life is falling apart. And then their child jumps up on the seat and says, "I want apples," the thing that she came to love because of the best friend. Look, if you're not a Patreon of Kyle yet, it's because this is the reason that you should be. I could make this movie right fucking now. Go find some white bitches to play these roles, and they'd probably be really upset with me. They'd probably want to fuck, and be all like, they'd probably be going through something like this in their own life and reach their wit's end and just be like, "Oh, I'll just fuck anybody that comes up to me." And then I walk up and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And they're all like, "Okay, I'll just do this. I hate myself anyway." But instead, it's actually me wanting to shoot a film with them, and they're just like, "What is going on? Ugh, I don't want to shoot a film." I'm sorry. I came pretty far without derailing this list, but now I literally have my arms crossed, and I'm just like, number 25, nigga. All right, look, guys. Home stretch. Intermission over. Number 24 on the list of 53 things. What? 53 fucked up overheard dinner conversations. Look at that stupid ass looking waiter. "Oh, boo, guys, boo. Looks like you're talking about something weird. I've got a glove on my hand. Boo." That's what he sounds like. Number 10. Ooh, come on, guy, you got this. Let me lean forward. Number 24. Late one night, I had this couple, maybe in their late 30s. The guy looked like a roid head. He had a lot of tattoos, tough looking guy. From the moment they came in, the woman was crying the whole time. Not like a little bit of crying, but straight up bawling. She hadn't talked to me the entire time, but the guy was very chatty. He explained to me, I'm sorry, how he had just found out that he only had a few months left to live, and how she, his angel, was gonna have to take care of the boy for him and all this shit. Anyway, I felt pretty genuinely bad, because that's a pretty fucked up thing to hear. Then I saw them come in again over a year and a half later, actually totally normal. They didn't remember me, but how do you forget the face of someone that you told you were dying? My theory is that he was abusive and he was making up some cover story as to why she was crying that night. Either that or he miraculously survived without looking sickly at all, which in that case is good for him. I guess we'll never know. Number 23. I had a guy confess to banging his significant other's sister when I brought their drinks to them. It was an anniversary. I guess he thought that it would be the least likely place for her to cause a scene. She caused the scene. Nice. Number 22. When I was a waiter, people often pretended that I wasn't there. The stories they told were crazy and personal. One woman at a table of 6 lunching ladies told the story of how her husband was recently prescribed Viagra. He took it like it was a vitamin, 1 pill every morning. He kept having erections at work and didn't understand why. Somebody said, I'd like to see what this man's secretary looks like. This right here, people often misunderstand how Viagra works. It won't give you a boner if you're not aroused. It just makes you more able to get a boner when you want one. Do boner last longer? Do boner last longer? What? Viagra. Number 21. We had a couple who would come in on a regular basis and always ask to be seated in my coworker's section. They were probably in their 60s and were all really affectionate and cute with each other. My coworker would joke around with them all the time. One day the man came in with a different woman than usual, and my coworker jokingly told him, "Ooh, you're in trouble. I'm going to tell your wife you were here with another woman." The woman said, "Excuse me, I am his wife. Who the fuck has he been coming in here with?" Dead awkward silence, while she deaf glares at her extremely uncomfortable looking husband. My coworker just turned around and walked away. He turned 360 degrees and walked away. Number 20. While bartending, a man once told me he was going to kill his boss because of an accident at the cement plant, killing his friend, and nothing was done to fix the problem. I also had a guy come to the bar, order a bottle of O'Doul's, non-alcoholic beer, and a shot of vodka. He did this several times and would stand between the bar and his table and pour the vodka in the beer, then go back to his table. Man. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Number 19. Listen briefly of 2 12 to 14-year-old girls ask about their first time having sex while their parents were sitting across from them. Now that's fucked up. OP could very well just be shit at guessing ages. It was actually 2 short people, both male with gray beards. Somebody said, that's insane, but I believe it. My doctor tried to get me to go on birth control at 13 because she knew what we were all up to. I had never even kissed a boy until 18. But I guess some of us were. Somebody else said, in all fairness, I knew a lot of girls in school who had lost it by 13. A bing bong, 13-year-old wobbling around. Number 18. Oh my God, number 18. A girl trying to impress her date by talking about how pharaohs were aliens. Not all of them. Jeez. Number 17. I heard if you complain here, you get your meal for free. I sidled by and politely told her that wasn't the case. Ugh. Somebody else said, I wish more managers I wish spineless managers would tell more people to fuck off. Number 16, guys. Let's get out of this list. It's not that I hate it. I just feel like myself becoming a little more loose and incapable of focusing. I was at a bar, not waiting tables, but I have two. The first was a couple that sat down directly in front of where I was washing glasses. This was during the NBA Finals, so I thought it was a bit odd that they seemed so sad while everyone else was enjoying the game. They spent at least 4 hours there, and from what I was able to hear, they were discussing having another kid to fix their relationship. Jesus Christ, we were hearing this in the last list. Kill me. I guess she had cheated on him because she felt empty, but didn't want to end their relationship. They already had kids together, and then they cheat, and then they want to bring another one. The guy was clearly very upset, but said he'd support her if this is what she wanted. So he's a cuck. The other was last week during a huge fundraiser we hosted. A group of 3 to 4 ladies were noticeably uncomfortable, and when I asked if they were okay, they told me that one of them had a stalker who constantly shows up at her house, work, etc., and calls her repeatedly. He just showed up at the bar, and she had threatened to call the police if he didn't leave her alone. So what did he do? Naturally, he bought her a drink as an apology. It's sad to think how many people think having a child will magically fix their relationship problems. Unfair to the child. You can say that again. You can say that again, Mr. Garrison. Number 15. Family of like 8 or so. Grandpa is paying. He has the check and credit card in hand and is trying to insert the card into the little plastic sleeve inside the check presenter. As I walk up, he says, "It's too tight. I can't get it in." Smiles and elbows his wife. "Sure haven't said that in a while." She turned bright red, said his name in that "you're in trouble" tone, and gave him a much harder elbow. Oh my God. It's too tight, I can't get it in. That's fucked up. Harold. I bet his name was Harold. Classic Harold. Sharon. Harold. Number 14. Ex-waiter. I'm walking down a long hallway carrying a tray of food. A kid comes running from a perpendicular hallway and runs face first into a wall without putting his hands up. He starts crying. The dad walks behind him very calmly and kneels down and says, "Buddy, you just can't go running into walls." I muffled my immediate laugh with my hand. It brought tears to my eyes. Baby. When is Call of Duty World War II gonna come out? Because I want to play that. I need something. Number 13. I waited tables for 10 years at this small family-owned restaurant in rural Ohio that had a famous sandwich. It was on a few Food Network shows and stuff like that. A family comes in, mom, dad, 2 little kids, and I take their orders, the drink orders, and I'm getting the drinks. The dad pulls me aside. "Dad, my son is obsessed with Billy Bob Thornton. We told him that Billy Bob comes here and eats from time to time. So could you just play along?" Me, "Yeah, of course, no problem." I return with the drinks, and the son, who is about 5 years old, starts asking me questions about Billy Bob Thornton. Like what he orders, if he is nice, stuff like that. I make shit up because I want a good tip and don't want to ruin this little kid's life. He is so excited to hear that Billy Bob comes to the same place he is at. I can only imagine what other scenarios where Billy Bob Thornton has appeared in kids' lives. Number 12, man. Restaurant manager. One day I was greeting guests, walking in the front door. An elderly man came hobbling in. Had to be at least 90 years old. Just picture Mr. Magoo. You will have my vision. I say, "Sir, welcome. How are you doing today?" He turns to me and with the straightest face says, "Well, I got the pussy." I glanced at my hostess, who has gone bright red, and turned back to him and says, "I'm sorry, what?" "I've got the pussy, when you feel great, but you look like shit." winks at me and scuttles down the table, I can honestly say I have never laughed as much at a guest's joke in my life. I've got the pussy. Poem for your Sprague arrives, because I'm sure this asshole won't be able to contain himself as we travel up this freaking list. It's about to get nuts. You mean, I replied with a smile and a sigh, you're strikingly wrinkled and odd to the eye. You're funny to look at, but pleased to provide. You're always and endlessly nicer inside. You mean, I replied with a laugh of delight, you're somewhat unseemly and strange of the sight. Your bliss in a cover of creases of skin, and blessed with a welcoming warmth from within? You mean, I replied, for a moment or more, you're grim to examine, but great to explore? That you've got the pussy that's pleasure to pat? He narrowed his eyes and showed me his cat. Get me the fuck out of this thread. Number 11, you chug that mojito, you're gonna chug me when you get back home. Somebody said father-son night at Ruby Tuesdays. Oh my God. Somebody else says, and I've lost my appetite for food. Oh my God. Home stretch, hopefully. Number 10, I approached table with a family of 5 to take their order, 2 adults and 3 kids from about 5 to 10 or so years old. One of the kids starts saying something, and the father, strong Irish accent, cuts him off by saying, "Don't say another word, Peter. Nobody says a fucking thing until Princess Mommy makes her fucking mind and decides what she wants for dinner." Followed by a long, awkward silence and me leaving. What? I don't know. Number 9, guys. So much overheard lawyers discussing a Catholic cathedral child molestation case. My favorite was a group of nurses, though, pouring waters as one says the sentence. So a guy came in for an adult circumcision yesterday. Oh boy. Missed the rest of the story, returned the drinks just as he's saying, yeah, so Grace pulls back the foreskin. Yeah, he comes. Never ask a nurse about their day. It was worse than yours. Oh my God. It was worse than yours. Somebody responds, instead of nurses, I read nuns in my head. Okay. Oh my God. Number 8. This was over 10 years ago, and I had no idea what swinging and wife swapping was. Working breakfast fairly early at a downtown hotel in a big city. Husband is clearly upset, and his wife is acting half sheepish, half annoyed, and they instantly get very quiet whenever anyone approached. The conversation was clearly heated, and the restaurant was pretty empty with high ceilings and marble walls. It was an old bank. So even slightly raised voices carries. I'm walking towards the table and they didn't see me coming. Husband, how could I not be upset? You let him fuck your ass. Why did we even talk about rules if they don't matter? Oh God. Couples fighting at breakfast on Saturday or Sunday morning after a night of debauchery was always pretty common, but this was the only time I ever heard a fight about unsanctioned ass fucking with a third party. Somebody responds, nothing like unsanctioned ass fucking to ruin a day. 15-yard penalty, first down, illegal cock in the back. Oh my God. Oh my God. Number 7, older people at a Bob Evans. I just wish I could die already. I know, dear. Oh. My pop just turned 97. In his words, he feels God still needs him to do something because he's otherwise not sure why he's still here. It's heartbreaking watching such a great guy slowly wind down, get more frail. He's so tired and gets irritable very easily. I can't imagine what it's like for him. What the fuck you bringing us down in this damn list for? Get me out of this list. Number 6. Saw a mother take her knife and with the flat part of it whack the hand of her 2-year-old child because she was drawing something on her left hand. She yelled at her, "No, use your right hand. Good girls don't write with their left hand." This was as I was standing and taking their order and writing with my left hand. Oh, you're a bad girl. Oh man, you remember that American Dad episode? Lefties are the devil's minions. Number 5, shucker at an oyster bar here. So, other than all the obvious terrible jokes I get, I can say that without a doubt, the most fucked up thing I've ever heard was a man sitting with a woman who was getting more and more distraught. And the man looks at her and says, "Look, I told you when this whole thing started, if I had to choose between you or my wife, I'm picking my wife." Oh. What's the difference between an epileptic oyster shucker and a hooker with dysentery? One of them shucks between fits. Number 4. I had a summer job at Gilligan's, which is a shitty seafood place around the Charleston area. I see this obese black couple who were actually pretty funny. They reminded me a lot of Chef's parents. Oh, they tipped you about $3.50. Anyways, I bring them their drinks and ask if they're ready to order. I can't remember what the husband ordered, but the wife didn't like it. So he looks at her and says, "Woman, I'll eat that ass of yours when you eat chili. So don't give me no shit for ordering what I want." She immediately replied, "Harvey, I'ma just need you to shut the hell up." They both started laughing, best table ever, and they tipped me like $20. I still eat that ass of yours when you eat chili. Oh. Number three. Party of 5 or 6. It's a group of friends having dinner. In walks a clown. Is this a joke? In walks a clown. The clown starts randomly rocking around the restaurant, doing balloon animals for the kids and shit like that. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. We didn't hire this guy. He walks over to the table of 5 or 6, and selects a man from the table to perform a magic trick for. He did the trick. Small flash of smoke and fire happens, and then magically there is an engagement ring on a rope. The man takes the ring, and the woman gets on her knees and asks the man to marry her. The man says no. Tells her to get up, and they continue the dinner. This table now has the attention of the entire restaurant, like 300 or 400 people. This table has the attention of the entire restaurant, like 300 or 400 people on the busiest night. Everybody just turned away and started awkwardly eating like nothing happened. No. Is this a YouTube? It's got to be a YouTube video. This has got to be on YouTube somewhere. A clown comes in, starts making balloon animals for kids. The man takes the ring, and the woman gets down on her knees and asks the man to marry her. The man says no, tells her to get up, and they continue the dinner. What is this bullshit with the clown? What is this bullshit? My mind. My mind. I need to just go play some Pokemon Go or Magikarp Jump or something. What's happening here? Number 2. This has been gilded 12 times. Number 2. Bartending, but here you go. I had my back to 2 guys who just arrived and were about 3 beers in. They started talking about a girl and what they do to her. Nothing I haven't heard 1,000 times until this. Bet if we roofied her, she'd do all of it, followed by laughter. I just chalk it up to shitty humor until one suggests just dropping it in her next drink. I stepped out of the bar, had my manager call the cops, and kicked them out when the cops got there. Searched, and sure as fuck, they had Oxy and roofies on them. Well, they trying to party, baby. Oh, Lord. So that's what they gilded him for being a good guy. These are all women gilding this guy. I'm kidding. Roofie girls is not cool. Oh, boy. But it happens, and that's the scary part. You gotta be realizing that you live in a world where this kind of shit happens. And a lot of women like to just... I want to say live in this fantasy realm where it's like, a woman should never be raped, okay? But that doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. So you need to take precautions. You need to protect yourself. Oh, monkey balls. I just thought of Shannon. Oh, well. As we reach number 1 on the list of 53 fucked up overheard dinner conversations, it reads as follows. This tween boy was for some reason talking about whale vaginas in frightening detail. His older brother told him to stop being a little immature shit. The younger brother responded with, I thought you liked whale vaginas. Isn't that why you're dating Evelyn? I fucking lost it and quickly shuffled back to the kitchen before exploding with laughter. Someone else responds, does anyone else think fucking a whale would feel amazing? Where would be the best place to find one that's available? Reddit, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody unironically literally said, does anyone else think fucking a whale would be? Is this a furry? Is this a joke? Is this real life? Poem for your Sprague responds. There's a motion in the ocean, there's a ripple in the tide, and I've got a nasty notion there's a yeasty beast inside. There's a creature in the rushes, there's a critter in the deep, and it sloshes and it slushes and its salty splashes seep. There's a monster made of embers with a blemish on its soul, and it's seeking mighty members of a width to fill its hole. There's a void as large as China and a pit as dark as sin, and it's got a huge vagina, and they call her Evelyn. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've had enough of Reddit for today, but I do this for you, the people. I'm kidding. I watched this other channel where like some guy tries terrible shit from the dollar store. And he reviews garbage from the dollar store and goes, now this tastes fucking nasty, but I have to keep going because I do this for you, the people. And I'm like, fuck this guy. That's how I feel about pretty much everybody I'm subscribed to. Like they put out a video and they say some shit and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, fuck this guy. Ooh. Look at what sound it does. Who cares? Okay. Who cares? Oh my God. So guys, I don't know. I'll try streaming tonight. I'll also try to do something during the day. Special thanks once again to my patrons. You guys are really making some crazy shit happen on this channel, and I hope to continue to establish some sort of quality. I did get my first $15 patron monthly, so they're going to be choosing a movie to watch as a family at some point, so that should be interesting. I think I'm going to use a site called rab.it or something like that to Yeah, my phone is blowing up here. This wasn't an hour-long video, was it? Oh, I guess it just was, an hour and 9 minutes. Imagine if I really actually had subscribers, then these videos would, just because they're so long, it would make some shit happen. Guys, I really do love you, and I hope you're having a fantastic day, evening, and continue to have a better tomorrow. If anything is wrong and you would like someone to talk to or just need some help, let me know in the comment section below. And otherwise, I'll just try to stream tonight. So if you can be there, you'll have that option to come just unload. Ha. Okay, guys, you take it easy. I am going to see about some Chinese food today. Hey, I also reached 17,000 subscribers. You guys did that. Now I have to make a video about it. Jeez.